A 17-year-old young woman who was popular on social media was murdered in Utica, New York. Her killer posted the images of her body online, and they soon went viral.
Better send somebody to the mom's house to give her a heads up.
I just started screaming, it's not her. It's not my daughter. It's not my daughter.
I feel as though someone is tapping on your chest and blowing on your throat.
You ruined my life. My household has been torn ever since you guys started doing this.
If real world was like 4chan, where there's no rules, dude, we'd be living in chaos.
4chan is crazy. When I was doing research, I was like blown away at the amount of just horrible people on the site. It's beyond me. My friend Birdie, aka Tuv, he's gonna help me with this documentary. Amazing YouTuber, amazing guy. And I wanna make sure that you guys stay till the end because things are gonna get really ugly really fast. "4chan has seen a lot of press, and most of it bad. It was blamed for leaked photos of celebrities, encouraged iPhone users to microwave their phones. But hey, at least it birthed the famous internet meme Rickroll. Most people view the internet as a great learning tool and also a source of entertainment. 4chan was a perfect example of that. Keyword was. What started as a home for anime enthusiasts turned into a place where antisocial, vulgar maniacs come together. The content found on this image board has been the center of many controversies, from its users threatening innocent people for fun to criminals confessing murders they committed. So how did 4chan come to this? It was started by a man named Christopher Poole in 2003, and at the time he was only 15 years old. His inspiration to create 4chan came because he found this website called Futaba Channel, which was a popular Japanese forum and image board. At the time, Christopher was into anime and found that this type of website was unlike anything he's ever seen before in the US.
So I was into anime when I was 15, and I discovered this website, Futaba, and what really struck me about Futaba Channel is that on Western forums, it was really hard to find like lots of activity, and you could go on any Futaba board and you could just hit your refresh key and get a whole new slate of posts.
So what Christopher did was he took Futaba's software and translated it into English, then posted it in an IRC channel, which is just basically instant messaging.
That channel of 20 people, spread it, and it's all been word of mouth.
And as of 2022, 4chan rose to the top 400 most visited websites in the world. Just like any other forum, 4chan is simply a place where users can post comments and share photos. There are different image boards for specific topics, and each board is assigned a name. For example, the anime board is called A board, and the video games board is called V board. Pretty straightforward, nothing out of the ordinary. So what makes this site so different from other online forums? Well, unlike Reddit and most other forums, what you post on 4chan is not permanent.
Yeah, so the way the software works is that you can only have something like 160 threads that exist at any given time on a specific board. And for every new thread that's posted, an old one gets bumped off.
And the reason for this is so that only the top posts get shown. If you post a picture that doesn't get any comments, it's permanently deleted. Christopher calls it survival of the fittest, where only the most trending posts stay up. But there's another reason why 4chan is unique: anonymity. Users never need to make an account. On almost all platforms, you need to create a username. Even on Reddit, people don't need to use their real identity, but you still have a form of accountability because they can see your history and even message you. But on 4chan, you're completely anonymous. This means that users can say and do virtually anything they want without risk. For a social network, that's weird. In fact, sociologists have spent time studying exactly how it works because this idea is unheard of. Anonymity does have its upsides. Humans are wired to identify people and build associations with them. We may look at someone from our school and think, oh, she lies a lot. Or we judge a coworker because he always sucks up to our manager. Anonymity is like pressing a reset button. It gives you a clean slate to act exactly how you want without having your actions attached to your name. It also allows you to express yourself. On 4chan, you can be who you are. And Christopher Poole explains that nowadays social media lacks privacy.
We're sacrificing a lot of that, and I think in doing so,
moving towards those things, we're losing something valuable.
But let's not ignore the dangers of anonymity. You can be who you are, but sometimes it brings out the worst of who you are. Let's take, for example, street protests. Why do they become so violent so quickly? The answer lies within a piece of fabric on your face. It not only protects you from identification, but also puts you in a different role. Most psychologists agree that covering your face disinhibits people. Criminal psychologist Hans Joachim Clausen explains, it's about a change of identity. While the person stays the same, their behavior changes. They become more decisive, and if you conceal your identity, you're less restrained and therefore more powerful. Anonymity also provides a sense of security. The person on the other side is unable to recognize your feelings. When you're exposed to others, people can recognize your emotions. But when you're anonymous, no one will know how you feel, and as a protester, you can strike without having to show mercy. On 4chan, you can do just the same. 4chan is filled with anonymous people. You can hide your identity, no one has to know who you are, and you can use the site. So there's practically no rules. So there's one image board in particular that's worse than all the other boards on 4chan. B-board. In order to move forward with this documentary, we need to start with the basics. B-board. Unlike A standing for anime or V standing for video games, B-board is a little different. It's dedicated to random content. This was the first board ever created on 4chan. At first, it was pretty innocent, but soon became a place of spamming and trolling. So remember when I mentioned that 4chan practically has no rules? Well, it has a basic set of 17 rules. But these are just to keep the site less dangerous and stop advertisers from flooding the threads. And on B-board, the rules are even less. In general, anything that doesn't go against US law will not be removed. This means that you can post gruesome material and say anything you want, and I mean that literally. You can share inappropriate pictures, write hate speech, and post things that would get you banned from any other forum in a matter of seconds.
I think it was bound to happen at some point, especially when their motto was something like freedom of speech. Like, of course, people are going to take that because you can't do that with Twitter or Instagram. They have regulations. 4chan is one of the only places that doesn't.
Don't get me wrong. I believe that we need to be able to express ourselves, but our daily lives are built on rules for a reason. B-board is notorious for having too few regulations. B is also known for giving birth to the online hacker group Anonymous. Anonymous is an international network of hackers who describe themselves as hacktivists. You might recognize them by their Guy Fawkes masks. In the beginning, Anonymous started out as a group of trolls. They sent unpaid pizzas to houses, crashed websites, and did prank calls. I mean, it's no surprise coming from a website that mainly consists of trolls. But in 2008, things changed for Anonymous. A video of Tom Cruise praising the Church of Scientology made it online. However, the video was taken down by the church. Anonymous didn't like that, so the group of hackers retaliated. They began a massive operation and attacked the church's servers with fake data requests. Anonymous explained that this was punishment for brainwashing its members. They then uploaded a YouTube video titled Message to Scientology.
Hello, leaders of Scientology. We are Anonymous. Anonymous has therefore decided that your organization should be destroyed. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.
And from that moment forward, Anonymous fought for more legitimate causes, but they still continued trolling on B-board. On 4chan, the trolling never stops. Once a year, Time magazine opens up a public poll to choose the most influential person for that year. Throughout Time magazine's history, the person of the year has always had a huge impact on the world. Until this incident. 4chan's B-board created a plan to make 4chan's founder Christopher Poole the person of the year. This 21-year-old went up against Kobe Bryant, Manny Pacquiao, and even Oprah. How could he possibly get more votes than them? The voting process was simple. All candidates were given a score from 1 to 100. Whoever has the highest score is ranked number 1 and wins Person of the Year. A 4chan user discovered that they could submit a vote using a URL. Each candidate had an ID number linked with their name. They also realized that you can change the name of the person on the URL, but the ID number stays the same. This allowed them to spread links with other candidates' names on them, but Christopher Poole, aka Moot, got the vote. People clicking on the links thought they were voting for their favorite candidate, but they were really voting for Moot. These hackers even took it a step further. They created programs that would submit millions of votes. However, Time magazine caught on, so 4chan was back to voting manually. When the poll closed, they were about 150,000 votes short. But what they found was that Time magazine hadn't stopped the votes, so they kept voting all night long. The next morning, Moot was number 1.
You kind of famously hacked the Time.com site and made yourself the winner of the online poll. Are you going to hack this event too?
But that is not the most interesting part. They put the same amount of effort to manipulate not just Moot's ranking, but 21 other candidates too. The ranking spelled marble cake, also the game. B-board loves this stuff. In 2012, they intricately manipulated the polls again and named Kim Jong-un as Person of the Year, but this time with a hidden message that spelled KJU gas chambers. When B puts their mind to something, they can achieve impossible online feats. So why did I tell you this story? It's to make the point that 4chaners are not average people like you and me. They're smart, they actually work really hard, and when they set their mind to do something, they're gonna do it. And as you'll see in these next chapters, some are even psychopaths, and they literally find pleasure in inflicting pain.
Justin Bieber has cancer.
Justin Bieber has cancer.
What are you gonna do about that?
But for you trolls to actually take advantage of these young girls who are doing an act which can actually permanently affect someone by cutting themselves, that's not funny.
No. 4chan users love making jokes, and I have zero problem with harmless laughs. The site gave birth to lolcats, rage comics, and even Chocolate Rain.
Chocolate Rain!
But they're also responsible for some of the largest hoaxes in modern times, and some of them are just disgusting. In 2017, a hoax campaign was started by the members of 4chan's B-board. Their goal was to give the OK hand gesture a different meaning.
You may have seen some claims on social media lately that the OK sign is a hate symbol used to say white power.
One anonymous 4chaner gave the order for everyone to flood social media platforms, claiming that the OK hand sign was a symbol of hate. The user even provided a helpful photo showing how the letters WP could be traced. The hashtag #PowerHandPrivilege was used, and fake Twitter accounts were made to bombard news organizations with misleading details. It worked.
Several times, cadets and midshipmen flashed a hand signal similar to the OK sign that's now used by power groups.
While this hoax probably didn't do too much damage, others did. On October 23rd, 2012, there was a post going around claiming that Justin Bieber was diagnosed with cancer.
Justin Bieber has cancer.
The post read, pop star Justin Bieber was diagnosed with cancer earlier this morning. Bieber fans are shaving their heads to show their support. This post was created by using a fake tweet generator to make it look like it came from Entertainment Tonight. Above this tweet were photos of people holding a piece of paper with the hashtag #BaldForBieber. And below was another fake tweet from Justin himself. Several of my awesome supporters are shaving their heads to help me get through this. I love my fans. Hashtag #BaldForBieber. The hashtag spread like wildfire.
Hashtag #BaldForBieber. I'm considering shaving my head and You should too.
Within 1 week, 900 people tweeted the hashtag, and some included pictures of their own shaved heads. The 4chaners even created fake medical reports.
He made a fake email from a supposed doctor and also a fake medical chart that confirms that he was positive for leukemia.
The hoax was short-lived, but just a few months later, it returned with a disturbing twist. In 2013, photos of Justin Bieber smoking were posted online. TMZ took pictures of Justin holding a blunt while laughing with his friends. And of course, 4chan's B-board wanted to take advantage of this. They faked a protest against Justin Bieber's drug use by encouraging cutting with the hashtag cutting for Bieber. They made it seem like teens were harming themselves as a way to encourage Justin to stop smoking. Once again, the hashtag was trending. The entertainment news company Complex described it as the most disturbing hashtag of all time. Some made jokes about the hashtag and found the situation stupid.
I love you, Justin, but I will never cut myself for you.
But for others, it caused serious damage.
The origin of this trend is fake. The trend is real.
Tuv had this to say.
I think the people on 4chan making it look like teenagers were cutting themselves to protest Justin Bieber smoking weed is really stomach turning, because we're talking about teens, they're still children, and it's just these 40-year-old men thinking it's funny that these teenage girls or teenage boys are just gonna stir wrist for their favorite pop star.
According to the New York Times, experts say that self-injury happens to about 15% of adolescents, which is ages 10 to 19. Janice Whitlock, a Cornell University professor, explained that images of cutting can serve as triggers for those who are already prone to self-injury. The argument of these 4chaners is that it's natural selection, but under no circumstances would I ever encourage anyone to hurt themselves. Some 4chaners are selfish. I mean, they literally go and ruin people's lives just so they can laugh about it. See, I don't understand that because I'm not that type of person. But the worst part, the thing that got me the most, was the fact that they go the extra mile to make that happen. BuzzFeed gave us an inside look at how they pulled off this hoax. The 4chan community met in a private chat room. A person from BuzzFeed listened in discreetly as 4chan put together this hoax. The 4chaners' plan was to fake a teenage girl's death, claiming that she was a victim of the hoax. They created the hashtag #RememberAddison to spread the fake death. Next, it was decided who will spread the hoax and what social media platforms to spread it to. They even took it as far as creating fake memorial pages for the so-called Addison. And for realism, a boy recorded himself speaking about Addison and uploaded it onto SoundCloud.
I don't know what the fuck started this. I can't believe this stupid shit is happening. But Bieber, what the fuck are you doing?
In a few hours, the hashtag #RememberAddison was trending. Obviously, the hoax was going to come to an end, but they had a plan for that too. They spent the same amount of effort strategizing on how to blame 9gag for the hoax. You might be thinking, why in the world would anyone spend all this time and energy just to mislead people? According to psychologist Dr. Glenn Wilson, hoaxers may feel like they make no impact on the world, and hoaxing is one way they can make a difference. They start fires, then stand back to admire their handiwork. For people who feel like they have no power, it's the thought of being able to influence an event that excites them. And on the other end, people reading the hoax will believe what they want to believe. But hoaxes are just one problem. There's another epidemic sweeping 4chan: cyberbullying.
Okay, this is Jimmy Butter. I just want to tell you guys that you ruined my life. My household has been torn ever since you guys started doing this. I haven't been able to do anything.
And if you come near my daughter, guess what? Consequences will never be the same. You lying bunch of
Alright, so leading into this insane case, I think it's the perfect time to talk. So I've gotten sponsorship opportunities before, but I turned them down because they didn't benefit you guys. But because my goal is to help you guys stay safe online, one of the first steps is with a VPN. Nowadays, we don't just have computers. We have smartphones, smart fridges, home security cameras, and even Roombas.
Robot vacuums.
And every open internet connection is a chance for hackers to access your home if they know your IP address. A VPN encrypts your connection and hides your IP. And one of the most reliable VPN services today is Private Internet Access, with over 30 million downloads. They have a zero logs policy, which means that they never store any user data. What I like most is that they block malicious websites and trackers. If an attacker succeeds in tracking you, all they'll see is the VPN server's IP address, not yours. There's no risk to sign up because Private Internet Access gives you a 30-day money-back guarantee, and if you have any issues, they have a 24/7 live chat, so you could get all the help you need. If you use my link, you can get a crazy discount of 82% for the 2-year plan and 3 extra months for free for less than $3 a month. My friends, that's literally half the price of a drink from Starbucks. And for that price, you could use 1 subscription to protect 10 different devices, including phones, tablets, and smart TVs. Lastly, I can't stress this enough. We need to stay safe online, and it's about taking the first step. Click the link in the description to get private internet access today. 4chan is home to the biggest online controversies. According to yourdictionary.com, a controversy is a dispute, especially a public one, between sides holding opposing views. Outside the dark web, there's not many websites that have generated as much controversy as 4chan. We have the Gamergate controversy, which was an online harassment campaign that attacked women in the video game industry with death threats. Then there's the controversy of Trayvon Martin. He was shot and killed, then a person hacked into Trayvon's email and posted screenshots to 4chan claiming that the teenager deserved to be killed. But this next controversy is more personal. This is the story of Jesse Slaughter. On July 10th, 2010, a user from the Sticky Drama website posted an accusation. This user claimed that the singer Davy Vanity of the band Blood on the Dance Floor was having an illegal relationship with Jessica Leonhardt, aka Jesse Slaughter. Already having a bit of internet fame, Jesse posted a response to the accusation saying it was false, but in a pretty weird way. People, STFU, this is a very private matter and I'm dealing with it. My mom has read this and is talking to Davy on the phone right now. We're just friends. More people were insulting her post, so she created a YouTube video addressing them.
Stop hating on me. You're just jealous because I'm perfect and you're not. Nobody else can be this pretty with no makeup on.
She continued with more vulgar language.
And if you can't realize that and stop hating, then you know what? I'll pop a Glock in your mouth and make a brain slushy.
This video of a little girl cursing up a storm obviously caught the attention of B-Boys. We all know how that turned out. 4chaners were relentless in insulting Jesse Slaughter, and being the aggressive people they are, uncovered her phone number, address, and Twitter account. They began flooding her household with prank calls.
We are investigating the disappearance of a Mr. Derek Cooper who we believe to have been associated with your daughter.
You're investigating what?
A disappearance of a Mr. Derek Cooper who we believe to have been associated with your daughter.
My daughter's 11 years old.
Then, they bombarded Jesse's family with hate emails and sent packages to their house. The video made its way to Tumblr, and at that point, Jessie has had enough. She uploaded this video in tears.
Okay, this is Jesse Slaughter. I just want to tell you guys that you ruined my life. My household has been torn ever since I started doing this. I haven't been able to do anything.
Then her father suddenly comes into the shot, furious.
You know what?
I just want to say that you guys have ruined my life.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this is from her father. You bunch of lying, no good punks. And I know who it's coming from because I've back traced it.
And he ended his rant with this.
And if you come near my daughter, guess what? Consequences will never be the same. You lying bunch of
Her dad's speech fueled the 4chan trolls even more. They began to spread rumors by Google bombing, which causes Google's autofill to be manipulated. When people searched Jesse Slaughter, this would appear. And the death threats still kept coming. So on July 18th, Jessie was placed under police protection. A month later, Jessie and her dad were arguing while she was in an online chat room. A person in the chat room recorded it all.
Jessica, I don't trust anybody, especially your friends.
the dad began yelling even more.
Every one of us! Why you did 12? Lie!
Just when you think that the controversy has reached its peak, it got even worse. In 2011, Jesse's father was arrested for child abuse. According to an official report, the father explained that Jesse punched him in the mouth and he slapped her in retaliation. But later, he changed his story, saying that Jesse didn't punch him at all. The father was arrested but released on a $5,000 bond. As the years went by, Jesse's mental health declined. She appeared on Good Morning America talking about how cyberbullying changed her life.
Now Jessie Slaughter, which is actually her screen name, is about to enter counseling. But these viral videos may just end up haunting her forever.
4chan knew that this show would give them attention, so they began to prepare for it by launching Operation Bipolar. The goal of this operation was to make the site appear family-friendly. The hackers made the Google search, 4chan is family-oriented, trending, and Bboard featured these list of rules. Many people confuse 4chan's B with a violent and raging personality. This simply isn't true. We are kind-hearted and never use profanity or violence. This seemed to mark the end of 4chan's trolling. But for Jesse, it wasn't over yet. 1 month later, Jesse's friend posted an unexpected video onto YouTube.
I'm saying sorry for everything that I've done. I feel really bad about it now. I'm in foster care.
Her video outlined her apology, but what struck me the most was that she was now in foster care. And the very same day the video was uploaded, Gene, Jesse's dad, had a massive heart attack and passed away. Some say that the heart attack could have been caused by the stress of the controversy. And honestly, it probably was because of that. And as of 2017, Jesse has been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Jesse's story is filled with pain and suffering. When she was a kid, she made stupid decisions. She talked like a brat and acted like one too. But do you think that an 11-year-old girl deserved all that unending hate? We're all human, we make mistakes. Jessie Slaughter's life was ruined, and a huge part of that was because of the trolls on 4chan. But hey, she's still alive. In this next case, the victim wasn't that lucky.
A 17-year-old young woman who was popular on social media was murdered in Utica, New York. Her killer posted the images of her body online, and they soon went viral.
4chan is notorious for having internet trolls, but the site also attracts criminals. In 2015, there was one incident where an anonymous user posted this message. Some of you guys are alright. Don't go to school tomorrow if you're in the Northwest. So long, space robots. And hours later, he went on a rampage.
We heard a really loud pop next door.
Hannah Miles was in writing class when a blast of gunfire from the next room sent panicked students rushing to the exits.
A barrage of shots were fired, one right after another. We just started running for our life.
Some 4chan users were even encouraging the shooter. I suggest you enter a classroom and tell people that you will take them as hostages. Make everyone get in one corner, then open fire. This crime is just one of many that 4chan played a role in. There's another recent case that you might be familiar with, the case of Bianca Devins. I used my friend Tuv's video as a reference. Bianca Devins was a 17-year-old girl living in New York. She felt like an outcast in real life, so she would visit social media sites like 4chan and Discord to make friends. However, these sites are filled with men, and being one of the few women, she gained a small following. Her reputation was built as an e-girl, which is short for electronic girl. It's a type of feminine alternative aesthetic between goth and plant mom. And because of this, she gained orbiters, guys who like to hang around attractive girls, but from a distance. Claire, one of Bianca's friends, shared their old conversations to HuffPost. Claire said that they bonded over experiences with old, abusive men on 4chan. They were both lonely, looking for friends, and of course, being on 4chan, they attracted men who wanted young, innocent girls to obsess over. As soon as the girls did anything to break that image, the spell was broken and the men would retaliate. Active on Instagram, Bianca started messaging one of her orbiters, 21-year-old Brandon Andrew Clark. After DMing back and forth for a while, their friendship grew. And on July 14th, 2019, Bianca and Brandon met in real life and went to a concert together. Little did Bianca know that this would be the worst decision she's ever made. At the concert, Bianca also met up with another online friend named Alex. Bianca and Brandon both seemed to be moving forward romantically. But that night, Brandon saw Bianca and Alex kissing. The rest of the concert seemed to play out normally. Teenagers just hanging out. Nothing out of the ordinary. After the concert, Bianca went to sleep in Brandon's car, and he ended her life. Later, the police department got a call from Brandon himself.
My name is Brandon. The victim is Bianca Michelle Devins. I'm going to myself.
When the police came to the scene, Brandon was trying to end his life too, but he failed and was rushed to the hospital. What's shocking was that before the police arrived, Brandon took a video of him committing the act and also took photos of Bianca lifeless. Then he uploaded a photo of her body onto Discord with the caption, "Sorry, you're gonna have to find someone else to orbit." Then he started posting on social media. Here comes hell. It's redemption, right? His Instagram bio was changed to 10/6/1997 to 7/14/2019. Just know that I feel no pain now. Bianca's lifeless photos were uploaded onto 4chan and the responses sickened me. He saved untold number of young men being, by her, hero? His only mistake was only claiming one victim. This next point is where I draw the line. The photo of Bianca lifeless was being sent to her family members. Okay, put yourself in their shoes. Your daughter or your sister passed away. You're grieving and the people are sending you pictures of your dead family member, laughing and telling you they're happy she's gone. It's just disgusting. Tuv felt the same way.
Honestly, at the time, I was shocked, and I was even more shocked doing proper research about it for my video, just finding out that people were sending that image to her family and that it hasn't stopped to this day. It's a different level.
Bianca's mom even posted this. "I don't understand what these sick people get out of leaving vile comments on someone's page. Why don't they have better things to do with their lives?"
That happened to me, and someone was sending pictures of my dead relative to me and like laughing. Dude, I'd need therapy for years. It's just evil.
Of course, not all 4chaners are like this. But 4chan is a place that seems to welcome these people with psychopathic tendencies. I was reading an article on Stanford's website about the correlation between anonymity and crime. They found that criminal tendencies increase as anonymity increases. It inherently removes a person's associations with his or her actions. It allows conduct without consequence and therefore non-accountability. But when a person is fully identifiable, they can be punished. I was talking to Tuv on his thoughts about being anonymous online.
You're not gonna learn. You're not gonna know wrong from right. That's gonna end up with a really morphed version of your society. If real world was like 4chan, where there's no rules, dude, we'd be living in chaos.
At this point, I'm sure you know that anonymity can be dangerous. But of course, there's always two sides to everything. In 2009, Kenny Glenn posted a disturbing video.
Dusty is the name that we've given to this cat. This young man posted a video of him abusing his cat on YouTube.
The hackers on 4chan came together to take this man down. They analyzed the video in insane detail and were able to match up a MySpace account. Within 24 hours, they had his name, and within 48, he was arrested. In today's climate, and with the events happening globally, the hacker group Anonymous just hacked a crucial database that could potentially bring peace. I'm not going to go into detail, but you can look it up yourself. The purpose of this documentary is not to stop anyone from using 4chan, but to emphasize that we need to stay safe online. Tuv has some suggestions.
So if you're anything like me, you're probably gonna visit 4chan after this video just to see what it's about, and that makes sense. But honestly, if you want to stay safe on sites like this, just don't engage in the community. At the end of the day, just be a spectator. Don't engage in anything. Don't get into any arguments with anyone. The next thing you know, they're gonna pull up your address. But make sure not engage in any negative activity.
My friends, I want to encourage you to be yourself. But when I say that, I don't mean that you should fulfill your dark desires. I get it, we're human. But I want you to be the best version of yourself. The version that keeps yourself accountable when no one online will. Here's my challenge for you. For 3 days, I want you to go on any social media platform and comment something positive to someone. You never know if they're gonna need it. There will always be people who want to see others fail. But my hope for you is that you become a person that strives to help others even when no one is watching. And hopefully together, we can make the world a better place. Visual Venture. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification and watch these 2 videos right here. The goal is going to be 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2022. Honestly, I can't believe the amount of support that you guys are giving me. It's incredible, and I would have never dreamed that I would be here right now. So thank you. There's going to be a ton more documentaries to come this year, so stay tuned. I love you all. Peace.